그러면 제가 발표를 시작하도록 하겠습니다. 네, 저는 발표는 이제 영어로 준비를 하게 되어서 영어로 발표를 진행하도록 하겠습니다.
네.
Hello, my name is Jiyoon Kim of Hanguk University of Foreign Studies. And my presentation will be about Charles Darwin's legacy in artificial intelligence. Let me start with telling you an outline of my presentation. First, I'll be presenting about eugenics, followed by important historical figures relating to eugenics, then go into the theory and some discussions, and end it with a conclusion. First, who is Saori Fujita? She is a Japanese television personality based in South Korea. Sayuri is a single mother who is raising a baby that was born through sperm donation. In Korea, she has received a lot of encouragement from the people because she decided to raise a baby as a single mother. However, I believe there is more important topic to cover that was not discussed in the media, which is eugenics. What is eugenics? The word derives from the word eu, which means well, and gen, which means born. It means to give birth to a good baby in academic terms. It's a set of beliefs and practice that aim to improve the genetic quality of a human population by excluding people and groups judged to be inferior or promoting those judged to be superior. The idea of eugenics was first introduced by Plato from the Greece period. Plato was the first scholar that introduced the idea of selective breeding, which is the thought that a marriage between a good man and a good woman produces a good baby. So Plato also gave a thought that a marriage between a bad man and a bad woman produces a bad baby. So a bad marriage should not be done. Plato said that intellectual ability makes humans think of novel values and that finding truth in reality is possible through rational thinking. Also, only the clever can be the ruler of the public. And the famous scholar Charles Darwin, renowned for the theory of evolution, gave the idea that plants and animals develop gradually from simpler to more complicated forms by natural selection, which was written in his book on the origin of species. Let me introduce about Francis Galton. He is a cousin of Charles Darwin. He developed the idea of eugenics after reading Charles Darwin's book on the origin of species. Galton has two interests. First, improving human stock through scientific management of mating. His theory raises the importance of genetics, which tell us that a baby can inherit good genes only if both the mom and dad have good genes as well. Vice versa, less intelligent and bad personality can be inherited also. Therefore, a successful person can only be born through genetics, not from the environments they grow up in. So, bad heredity should be minimized, while good heredity should be maximized. At the beginning, Galton believed in positive eugenics, which is marriage should be done carefully to produce intelligent babies. but later on introduced the thought of negative eugenics, which means to minimize the babies born from lower class. And second, Galton wanted to use statistical methods to explain the genetic and human differences in intelligence. Before dealing with regression, I'll tell you about AI. What is AI? AI is artificial intelligence, the study of how to make computers do intelligent things that people can do, such as think and make decisions. AI algorithm mainly divides into classification and prediction. Regression belongs to the prediction algorithm. The concept of classification and regression stems from Leo Brahman's book, Classification and Regression Trees, which is known as a CAR. CAR is two key statistical methods in data science and AI. Birth of regressions comes from Galton's Consequences of Experiments. From 1875 sweet pea experiments to study of the distribution of heights between parents and children. Galton gathered the heights of parents and their children and calculated the median, and after recording it on a graph, the children's height deviation was 2/3 of parents' height deviation. Therefore, no matter how tall the mom or dad was, the child may grow taller than the average estimate height of an adult, but always remained in close distance to the average height and vice versa. Then Galton-Cohen regression toward the mean, RTM. It means a phenomenon in which extremely high or low values appear closer to a group's average upon remeasuring, which is very famous phrase in statistics. Prediction is about fitting a shape that gets as close to the data as possible. Regression aims to predict numbers from past data by minimizing the distance between prediction and the mean. For efficient prediction, outliers or deviance from the mean are penalized or removed in statistics. Classification is to create a recipe that separates the data. Separation could be discrimination, but depending on who makes recipes. It means it can have side effects, dark side, or some problems. As natural selection acts solely by accumulating slight, successive, favorable variations. This is the sentence that illustrates Darwin theory well. This teaching of Darwin theory of evolution is consistent with the law of survival of the fittest that the weaker herd. In fact, Darwin argued for evolution only in the realm of biology, but not Galton. Galton solely focused on successive variable variation and introduced his thought of genetics. Galton's idea sounds very dangerous. Galton's theory was wrong because trying to find the average through regression is not related to genetics. All this phenomena result from calculating various factors of statistical values. Therefore, Galton ignored all the various factors and only focused on genetics in his theory. I drew some discussion points. First, the risk of regression of the mean, RTM, applied it to eugenics, genetics, and society. For example, Nazism of Germany and Imperial Japan. Second, penalization of deviance from the mean could justify the totalitarianism. Can human tackle AI's dark side based on regression? So in conclusion, regression is the one of two pillars of AI algorithm. And the regression comes from a combination of Plato's ideas from ancient Greece, Charles Darwin's theory of evolution, and Galton's eugenics that blindly believes in heredity. These are some of Karl Popper's The Open Society and Its Enemies, 1945. Galton's use of regression in eugenics led to many generalization errors, which negatively impacted overall. Thus, we have to use AI technology while considering the many different variables that occur to avoid possible errors. This is the end. Thank you.